So we're off on another adventure. This time we're going to change it up a little bit. Instead of the Linville Gorge, we're going to start our trip here in the Grayson Highlands. So we're in the backpackers lot in Grayson Highlands State Park. Our plan is to hike up to Mount Rogers, around the Mount Rogers area. The usual team. Just getting things squared away. The Ohm. Nick has got himself a brand new Ohm 2.0. The black is looking very nice. I like it. Something to keep in mind, the backpackers lot here in the Grayson Highlands is a paid lot. It's for overnight. It's probably one of the safer places to park. But it is going to cost, I believe it's $12 for 3 nights and $20 for any more. You can stay up to 7 days. All right, here we go. Kind of heading up a stream bed or something. This looks like the start of the primary trail out of Massey Gap. Definitely glad I wore waterproof boots. Yeah, you hear a lot about it being muddy through here. Look at this. Now after all that, probably could have just gone that way. We're right at the Thomas Knob shelter. Just south of it, there's a little corral and a water pipe, a potable water around here. So, right at the base of the corral, we got a phenomenal water source. Spot for the night. Everything's pretty much the same as before. Still using the Hennessy tarps. I got my my homemade blue hammock and my homemade set of quilts. Of course, using the tree straps, a little bit of Dutch bling. Mike's set up. I think he's a fan of the underground equipment quilt set. Hennessy. Look at Nick's new pack. Man, it's a good color for an ohm. So maybe tomorrow I'll try to do a setup video. Show everybody how I set up my stuff. It's not too bad. I think for right now it's time for a little bit of coffee. We got about 5 miles in, not too many miles. It's a lot cooler. You know, this is the end of May, May 26th, and it's still pretty chilly up here. I'm glad I brought a jacket, long sleeve shirt. Some thoughts on the trail. It was a lot rockier and a lot more technical of a hike than I anticipated. The views were just phenomenal. The ponies were awesome. Man, excited to be out here. I'm glad that I have boots on. I don't know that I would want to be out here with like tennis shoes or trail runners that aren't Gore-Tex, that aren't ankle support. There was a lot of rocks. It's really muddy. I mean, you end up all of the trails, heading all the way up here to the Thomas Knott shelter, is basically walking up a creek, walking up water. There was a lot of rain around here recently. So far, good hike. Heating up some dinner. The campsite is set up. We're in good shape. Well, I think that's going to do it for day 1 here in Mount Rogers. I'm going to go enjoy the sunset, get some shut-eye. And tomorrow will be about the same. We're looking to do about 5 miles. This is a lazy man trip. Just kind of enjoy camping, enjoy spending time together as friends, and see a new area, put a few miles in each day. I think that's going to make for a great trip. Good morning, day 2. Had a phenomenal night. It didn't get too windy. The trees, we picked a campsite that was back in the trees a little, so that helped out a lot. It didn't get as cold as I thought it would be. Once we got bundled up in the quilts, life was good. It's time for a little coffee, a little breakfast, and get back on the trail. Favorite breakfast, protein cookie. Partial to the snickerdoodle, but the pumpkin's really good too. You can get Ziploc bowls. What's the website? MakeYourGear.com. Yeah. A couple packages of oatmeal. How's that oatmeal looking? Freaking awesome. Wunderbar. A piece de la resistance. Coffee. Nice. Footwear around camp, I'm a Croc kind of guy. They weigh a little more, but it's nice having a closed-toe shoe and something that you could go walk around in. I wanted to get some water, which is 5 minutes or so up the trail, down a rocky slope, and having Crocs on versus sandals or something is pretty nice. Boot wise, I got lucky. The very first boots I ever bought, I picked them up because they were on sale at Field and Stream, and they've been phenomenal. They're the Basque Breeze 2. These have been a great boot. They breathe really well. I can wear them in the summer. Really good ankle support. Highly recommend them. Alright, so it's about 9:30 a.m. We're all packed up, looking to hit the trail. Site's looking pretty good. One of the things I love about this trail is the terrain changes up. You know, you spend some time out in the open, hiking across fields, and when you move over and you're doing you move to a bunch of boulders and you're scrambling across rocks. Now we're on the backside of Mount Rogers, and it's this kind of wooded tree line area. It's beautiful. This trail has a lot to provide so far. Probably grindstone. At the top of where the elevation increases, well, there's a set of switchbacks that go up to the grindstone parking lot. That's the parking lot I was thinking earlier everybody was coming from. But I guess we're further away from it than I thought. Well, we were further away. There must have been some parking off of the AT somewhere where all those families were coming from. We're now on the Lewis Fork Trail, and it's certainly a lot more remote. You know, you back up on the AT, there's lots of day hikers, lots of through hikers. So now that we've come around to the north side of Mount Rogers and kind of heading down the Lewis Fork Trail to the, I think it's the Lewis Fork Creek, there ain't nobody back here. This is very nice. And of course the terrain has changed quite a bit. We're now out of the rocks and now in a nice forest. So right now we're sitting at where Lewis Fork Trail forks into two different trails. And we have to make a decision. Do we follow, you know, we've been following Syntex 77's GPS, and he takes the upper portion, and it looks like kind of up the ridge or across the ridge, and it seems like this bottom one follows the ridge line to some degree. You know, it's kind of one of those things you have to make up your mind. We hadn't really planned it out. I think we're going to go down, which is technically up. This is what a lot of the trails around here have been. Just walking up creeks. Kind of looks like a bear print. I think we're gonna stop, have a late lunch. It's about 2 o'clock. We are 5.5 miles in for the day. We probably got another couple miles to go to get to a suitable camping location. Time for some food. You know, Nick, something occurred to me.
What's that?
The only time I pull the camera out and do this is when the terrain is pretty flat, pretty easy.
So it never looks like we're going up.
So it never looks like we're doing anything hard.
It's all flat, relatively. No elevation changes.
No elevation changes. This trail just changes instantly. It's insane. Now just off the crest trail, we saw a sign for water, and it showed on the Nat Geo map that there's a spring back here. It's not too bad. It's flowing. It's a little low, so you can't just stick a bag in it, right? You need a bowl or a cup or something like that. I'm gonna use a bottle to kind of fill up my dirty bags. Let's see if we can't find a spot. Here's our stream, and that right there is looking pretty good. See where it's coming off the rock. Nice ice cold water. So we got a camping site for the night picked out. I don't know, maybe a 1/10 of a mile back up the trail, back up crest. We didn't see any trees in this area that looked really good for us to hang on. So I'm gonna put together like 4 liters of water. That'll be enough for tonight, and then I'll have a couple liters for tomorrow morning, and then tomorrow on the trail. Should be good. So not 20 steps from where we're setting up camp. Definitely gonna have to set up a pony bag. Keep these guys out of the food. Camp is set up. Not too shabby of a spot, great view. We're expecting maybe a little rain tonight. Kind of a popular spot. Plenty of other people setting up tents. The water's not too far from here, so not surprising. Good morning. Day 3, Mount Rogers. We got a pretty decent storm last night, but everybody seems to have fared pretty well. None of the quilts seem to have gotten wet, so we're in good shape. Time to get some breakfast and tear down. Decide what we want to do today. We can either make for a short day, kind of get to Wise Shelter, maybe 4 miles away, do another night of camping, or just go ahead and hike out, 8 miles or so back to the car. So we'll kind of see what everybody feels like. I was looking for a privy right here at the Scales intersection. Pretty nice little privy site. Tell you, we thought we'd be out here for another night, but we're so close to the vehicle. It's only like another 5 or 6 miles. We're gonna go ahead and finish this loop today. And that is the Scales Trail. I think we should have brought a canoe. We'd have got through a lot of these trails a lot faster. Most of this water we just wade through. This one's a little deeper. I think I might put some boots on. Put my water shoes on. That feels good. Let me breathe for a second. So we're almost to the end of this little hike. I think we're gonna end up with about 18 miles total over the 3 days. Man, Grayson, Highlands, and Mount Rogers did not disappoint. This has been a great trip. The views are phenomenal. You get the rolling hills, but then you also get a little bit of creek action, a little water action. Very nice forest that we've walked through. It's been a phenomenal trip. The ponies. Can't forget about the ponies. Now this trip's been a lot more populated. There's a lot more people out here. It's Memorial Day weekend. you know, each time we've camped, we've kind of been surrounded by a lot of other people. So if you're looking for remote, this might not be your cup of tea. But everybody we've met seems pretty nice. Had some good conversations. Can't complain. I think we've got about 3 more miles to the vehicle, and then it'll be time to go find something greasy to eat, maybe. Almost there, maybe another quarter mile. Two nights, 17.5 miles later, we're back at the parking lot. Like I say, great hike. Definitely worth coming out. I don't know if I mentioned in the beginning, but wanted to give a shout out to Syntex 77. We basically followed a GPS track that he provided at his website. It was certainly a great hike. I appreciate it, Syntax. Until next time. Thanks.